about music
Uh-huh.
because I don't really have any talents. So I thought, what is something I can do to have the least amount of talent but make the most money? Country music. You don't have to be
Okay.
talented for country music. You just gotta have a country accent, and it ain't hard to make.
I'll tell you what, it ain't that hard.
So I thought about making a country album,
Okay.
and the album is it's a love story from beginning to end. Now it's gonna be about a man who he has a Ford pickup truck.
Okay.
And he's in love with this pickup truck. I'm telling you, dude, like it's like love at first sight, right?
Uh-huh.
Turns out though, it's not love at first sight because his true love is a Chevrolet pickup.
Oh, wow.
So the album's gonna start out him with this Ford pickup truck and everything about it. He just loves it. But then there's just one day where things are kind of feeling weird, and he doesn't know what's going on, but he's just going through the motions, you know. But then he's just driving out in the town one day, crosses a Chevrolet dealership. He sees that sweet, sweet Chevy Silverado, and he thinks to himself, "Oh my gosh, I kind of want to.
I gotta give me one of those.
I want to see what that's about." But then he's like, "No, I got my Ford pickup truck. It's good." But he keeps thinking about it. It's keeping him up at night.
Dude, that's
he looks
bad,
outside.
You know?
He looks outside late at night through the window. He sees his Ford pickup truck parked out there. Yeah, it looks real nice. I don't need that Chevrolet pickup. Goes to work the next day, haunted. Can't even focus on hay baling.
Sure.
Throwing hay.
Hay baling.
So he thinks, you know what? He feels bad for it later, but he goes to the Chevrolet dealership, takes it for a test drive.
No,
feels that
dude.
Takes that sweet
no,
V8
dude.
engine. Here's it purring. Feels that nice Chevrolet leather on there. Got the heated seats. Got the gosh dang sunroof. It's got all the nooks and crannies, the toys, all you want.
Your first mistake.
Puts that baby in a 4-wheel drive. Dude. He can go freaking anywhere in that. He goes home, and he's just so distraught. He knows what he did, but he liked it, and he feels guilty because.
Well, he had to drive his Ford truck to the Chevy dealership, didn't he? His truck knows.
I mean, I'll probably put somewhere in there that he like.
He got an Uber.
You know, like, yeah.
I'll probably put that somewhere
or like a horse. Maybe got like a horse or something.
You're like, it'd be like one of those background things where you record it after you record the initial track. You're like, he went to the Chevy dealership. In the background, you hear, he got an Uber.
Or like a horse. Like he just.
Oh, dude, yeah. Farm. He's like, just taking the horse out for a ride today. Talking to his like.
I'll be right back, truck.
I'll be right back, truck. I'm just taking my horse out for a minute here.
But it ends up ending with like him trading in the Ford truck for a Chevy truck.
Wow.
And,
trading it in.
They just kind of live happily ever after.
That's just awful. Trading it in, that just makes it 10 times worse.
And dude, someone else could take what I just said and do that and profit tremendously.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that, like, I hate to break it to you, but I think it's been done like how many country albums are there?
Gee, I don't know how many hairs are on my head.
Yeah, I think it's been done that many times.
I don't know, dude. Everyone else is singing about like their pickup truck, but not like a love affair between two trucks.
That I think would be big time.
That's what I'm saying.
You
it's
could
complex,
go big time.
And country music isn't that.
Dude, here's what I'm saying. Here's all I'm saying. Every time I talk about country music, I'm like, okay, here's what you do. You want to write a country song? Here's what you do. Here are your topics. You can add any or all of them, okay? Obviously, first, trucks. Second, blue jeans.
Yep.
Blonde hair. Beer.
Dogs.
Sure. Well, I haven't heard dogs a lot, but like a barn maybe would be the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, there's barns. They have barns.
But like the top 4, 10 out of 10, almost every country song has. Truck, you know, every mainstream country song. I'll leave it at that. Because I got some respect for the guys, you know, like I listen to very selective country music, and I'm not trying to sound like a you know, I'm better than you. I listen to better country music than you if you listen to country music, because it's not my favorite genre, but I like it because it helps me think, oh, it reminds me that I lived in Texas for a while,
Yeah, I
Um,
hate it. I think it's the stupidest genre.
yeah, well, it's like I didn't listen to it till I left. I know you hate it,
Yeah.
but people listen to it. They like listen to like the pop country stuff, and I'm like, yeah,
And
I'll
that's what I'm
pass.
making fun of. I don't like it, but I respect like the old kind,
Yeah,
like the Merle Haggards and the Willie
George
Nelsons and
Strait.
the yeah, like sure, not my cup of taste.
Yeah,
That's fine,
yeah,
and they are all completely different from like today's country.
yeah,
But like, and that's what I'm gonna mimic because
yeah.
it's easy to
Because
do,
you make a
and
lot
I'll
of
make
money.
tons of money.
Yeah,
I'll make tons of it. And I thought of that. I thought of all of that eating lunch.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah. And it was, dude, it was the easiest thing ever. So just imagine what they got to do.
Honestly, they're sitting there going, "What can I write about?
And the only thing I can't do is play guitar.
What can I write about
But you know
this
what?
time?"
I know like two chords. So I think I can
Dude,
do
yeah,
it.
you used to be all into guitar stuff. I remember that when I first met you. You had guitars on your wall.
Yeah, but then like you had to like keep practicing and
Yeah.
like, oh man. I didn't have patience as a kid.
I'll tell
I
you
barely
what.
have it
I'll tell
now.
you what we did practice though. Ripstick.
Dude, Ripstik was flames,
Ripstick.
dude.
Almost.
If you don't know how to
I'm just
if you don't
saying.
know how to
Dude.
skateboard, if you don't know how to skateboard and you figure out a Ripstik, doesn't matter anymore.
Doesn't
because,
matter
like,
anymore.
Dude, Gage and I could not do tricks or flips.
Still can't. I try and I still can't.
Yeah, we can't rail on anything. And dude, I don't want to do that. I'll freaking hurt myself. And that's the scariest part about like riding a really anything, but
Yeah.
like skateboard specifically, because like all you see is people like with like
Breaking their
rods
arms
in their legs
immediately.
and yeah, and we just want to cruise.
I'm just trying to cruise out here, bro.
So it was like me, Gage, and another friend of ours at the time, and I had like a regular skateboard. Gage did too, but now like I showed up and they had this contraption I'd never seen before called a ripstick. If you don't know what a ripstick is, I think we can try to edit it in the video.
Yeah, I'll put one up.
It's okay. So it's like these two basically like foot pedal looking things with like a very thin middle to where like you can grind on stuff if you're like a pro or whatever.
Yeah.
But it also makes it like flexible. So you have your lead foot and then your back foot does all the pushing. So all you have to do is twist it and then you'll start moving.
It's like a snake.
If no one knows what a ripstick is by now, I that's your fault because they've been out for freaking ever.
Yeah. If you don't know what a ripstick is, you're too young to be listening to this. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. But so I was honestly terrified to do it because I always thought I was just gonna fall.
It looks like harder than a skateboard.
Yes.
But swear
yeah.
it's not.
Hadn't done it in years, could do it
Dude,
right now.
I did it. Somebody brought one to the summer DCS last year, and I was like, I gotta get on that, and I did, and I
said, "Give me that."
I tore it up. I said, it's like just yesterday. I sped through my math homework before my dad got home and ran out the door with my ripstick. Just yesterday, I did that.
And because of it, dude, I have my right quad is bigger than my left, which is like the same thing with like a regular skateboard, but that happens. And dude, yeah, we would tear your neighborhood up.
Dude, we tore it up, bro. Straight up. I had to replace the wheels on my Ripstik Black Deluxe.
You did.
Like 4 times because I would burn that back wheel out so fast because you can use both wheels to like go, but we figured out you go faster if you just power that back pedal as hard as you can. You put all the weight back there, hence the bigger quad, and then you just freaking my left leg would get so tired, dude, because I would just be going so freaking hard on that all afternoon until like 7 o'clock at night. And then would come home.
I'm surprised we never caught a cramp.
Dude, I don't even know, bro. We would go in, if we couldn't go out riding, if it was like raining, we would just get in my garage and circle. Just circle the whole time and just chat.
Yeah. A good time. Yeah, I miss that. I remember one time our English, I think at the time it was my English teacher. She lived in that neighborhood and she caught me at school the next day and she goes, I got a bone to pick with you. and she's like the
Yeah, you
nicest
told me
lady.
about
So I'm like,
this.
what? I was like, what the heck did I do? Well, me, Gage, and our other friend were like taking turns going down like a slope, I think. But like where we were sitting, there was also kind of there was this big bush in the way. So I mean, if you're a car and you turn towards that way, like you could pretty much like kind of cut it close. And we were just sitting there, and she almost clipped me,
Mm-hmm.
and then she knew it was me. And then I'm still curious as to why, like, if it was that big of a deal, why didn't she just stop the car, come out, and yell at me?
Also,
But it's whatever.
she's the one who almost hit you with a car. So why does she have a bone to pick with you? If anything, I have a
Yeah,
bone to pick with her.
Yeah, how dare her not see me and then just like attempt to hit me?
Yeah, well, it's like
Like my life was on the line.
even so, like I almost hit you with a car because I couldn't see you. How dare you? It's like, hey, bro, it's not like I was trying to not be seen, you freaking moron. How about you're just aware when you're driving? I'm on a Ripstik. You're in a car. Significantly, the danger level has risen with you in the driver's seat. So maybe just be aware of where you're driving. And like, if she was really driving and was aware, she would have freaking seen us because we weren't all sitting down on the Ripstik or anything. We were standing up. I mean, it just like I'm like I understand, but at the same time, take a little responsibility for what you've done, English teacher, and use English to do it.
Yeah,
Use the language that you teach in order to take responsibility. That's all I got to say,
yeah. I mean, she gave me a piece of her mind, and I was like, my bad, dog. And then I just like, you know, I dabbed her up a little bit. You know,
Dude, I'll give her a
little
piece of
side
my
hug.
mind. I will literally go to the hospital right now, and I'll get immediately. I can't think of a brain surgery, but the first thing that came to mind was scupotraumedy. I was about to say, I'll go to the hospital right now, get a scupotraumedy. I don't even know what that is, dude. What's the freaking word I'm trying to think of? I literally had this the other day. And I
thought you just had a brain aneurysm, right?
Bro, I'm telling you, dude, I did the same thing the other day. So I'm trying to think of what the frick this freaking word is. Oh, I got it. Okay. So I was trying to think of the word lobotomy, but I kept thinking of the word vasectomy.
they
so
they
different.
sound like they'd be. I know, but they sound like they'd be close.
Dude,
you know?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, don't sit in this freaking. Don't sit with your headphones on, people, and say how. Say.
Yeah, just shut up.
You don't say how. You say, oh, that makes sense because they both end with me. So it makes sense to me, dude.
Dude, I was cracking up the other day just thinking about this. And if you've never done this before, if you're listening, never done this before, try it. Gage and I used to do this really fun thing. And we've done a lot of fun things, but this one, oh man, it was a good time. And I was thinking about it the other day.
I have no idea what you're about to say.
So, like, just Gage and I used to just be hanging out, right? Like watching TV or something, or if we were living together, just like doing our own thing, but we'd still be in the same house.
Yeah.
And if we're just not talking to each other, we're doing something. One of us at sometimes would just out of nowhere just be like, "Dude, shut up!" just caught completely off guard at the most random times. Dude, shut up! So just try that with like your best friend or your mom or dad or something, and just see how that is.
Straight up, dude. I'm like, I'm pouring my cereal in the morning. Josh comes out and just says, "What are you doing in my house?" He just stood there for like 3 minutes, like staring at me, and I was just staring back at him. Because we just do bits off the wall, like to each other, when it's just to make ourselves and the other one maybe laugh, but mainly ourselves. And so he would just come out in the morning, and it's like every morning this would happen on the weekend. Like Josh would get up, and I would be in the house already, like in the living room. And sometimes he would just open his bedroom door, and he could see directly at my chair that I would sit in. And he would just open his door and stand there and stare at me for like. Literally would stare at me for 10 minutes if I didn't acknowledge his presence. and he would just stand there until I acknowledged that he's awake. And it's like one time I remember just like purposefully I was not going to look at you, and you just stood there for literally like almost 15 minutes and didn't freaking move a muscle, dude.
I'm prideful in that aspect.
Yeah, dude, I was like,
he's
not gonna freaking move it. I was just trying so hard to just, you're doing your quiet time, don't look at him. Do not look at him. And you're just standing there, and I know exactly what your face looks like, dude. And
I'm prideful in that aspect. One time, and I don't know what it is. It just fills me with such rage and just contempt that I have to do it. One time I asked like Caroline a question,
mm-hmm.
and I didn't ask a question. I like had said something, but I don't remember what I said, but I remember being like, right,
Yeah,
right, and I did that. I'm not kidding. 10 to 15 minutes until like she accidentally said what.
Oh no.
Or no, I think she accidentally said yeah, but it was like to something. I don't remember, dude. I don't remember. I just know she accidentally said the word that I needed her to say in order to stop, and you could immediately she felt defeat, but she was like, it wasn't for you, but that doesn't matter because I got it.
Okay, so she tries to hold out. She was trying to do what I was doing.
Yeah. That was the whole point. She tried to hold out, and she did for like 10 to 15 minutes. And I just kept doing it. I even got in like her face and in her ear.
Yeah, you do that.
But my annoyance knows no bounds.
No bounds. There's not a single bound that you won't cross.
Unless we're in Skyrim, the bound battle axe, I'm not using that.
Not using it. Honestly, dude.
I'm not doing a two-handed weapon.
Bound bow, I'm in. Bound bow, immediately.
Oh, yeah,
immediately, I'm going to get the bound bow. Immediately.
I'm at Fort Knox. immediately.
No, it's Amel.
No, it's not called
Fort
that.
Amel.
Amel.
Fort Knox is like a real place.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fort Amel, which was like in the middle of like you'd have to stumble upon it.
Yeah, it's next to Iverstead.
Somewhere.
Yeah, but you have to go past that stupid troll to get there, down that waterfall, and then there's the saber cat, and there's all sorts of freaking bandits on the way, and then you get there and it's filled with freaking sorcerers and crap.
Sorcerers,
and it's awful.
Yeah.
And like, dude, it's like I go there and I don't even have enough magic to use the spell, but I'm just like checking it off on the list because I'm like, I'm gonna use this later, so I just go get it immediately, every time.
Yeah. I remember like in that game, it was so terrifying. Like at the beginning, just going out because you're so low level and everything just kills you.
But it's like it's scary because you know where all of like the good stuff is, and you want to just go get it immediately. But you know, I'm nowhere near high enough level to go get that thing. So it's like, for instance, across the White River, like near Riverwood. Have you ever been to that freaking shack that's over there? Like that little tiny cabin, and there's a witch living in it.
Oh yeah, and
dude, she will fireball you immediately. She will immediately fireball you without a second thought, dude. Yeah, also, those characters who would freaking like, they're nice to you until you get like too close, and then they like the old lady witch will be like, "Hi, how are you?" And then if you like walk into her basement, then immediately when the screen loads, she's like behind you. You never should have come here, fireballing your face. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, what? 2 seconds ago you weren't angry, and now you're freaking fireballing the crap out of me, dude. Unbelievable.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't trust a single old lady in Skyrim. And if you're an old lady in Skyrim, you're catching an arrow to the face.
Yeah, any old ladies in Skyrim listening, sorry, but I'm not gonna talk to you. And if I do, it's probably gonna end with an arrow in your back. You know,
dude, what was that one where like you go to man, I hate that I'm catching a blank on this. It's where the Thieves Guild is. Where's
Riften?
Which city is that? Riften. Right, yeah. So like when you're in Riften, and then there's like kind of like, is it an old lady or Khajiit that's just like you see a lot and it's kind of following you around, and then you go underground.
Oh, dude, it's so scary.
Immediately attacks.
It's a Khajiit. Yeah, that happened to me. We were playing together. Me and Josh back in the day.
That was the bunk. Yeah, that was the bunker.
He would come down. He would come over and hang out, and like we would just like play. And so I was playing, and yeah, I was getting followed by this Khajiit. It doesn't happen every time. It was just like a random thing that happened, and I was being followed by this Khajiit dude, and we noticed it, and then kind of like blew it off, and then like 30 minutes later, I'm down in this like sewer system, the rat way, and I walk into the room, dude, a chill down my spine immediately because she's standing at the other end, and I recognize, oh my gosh, that's because that's the Khajiit who was following me, and she's just standing there because she's like, I'm not in her aggro zone yet or whatever, like I'm not close enough to her to activate the thing yet, and so then I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck? And so I'm like walking up to maybe talk to her, and then immediately I walk into the zone. She's like, never should have come here, and like takes out a dagger, and I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and I'm like, I totally killed her like one shot, but I was so terrified. I'm still scared talking about it.
Yeah, dude, some things in that game were pretty scary. Also, I think it was even more scary that like you and I would all play all this, and we knew we couldn't make any type of noise because it was
Oh
my
yeah,
sister.
oh yeah, dude,
And that was
immediately,
scary.
bro. Speaking of
I'm
my
not trying to
sister,
catch.
dude, this is a
Yep.
funny story. I think I've told you this story before, and maybe a few other people. So, me and Josh played a lot of Skyrim back in the day. I'd still be playing the crap
So
out of it
much.
if I had a game console to play it on. Love that
Yeah, I
game.
still do.
It's never ending. It's literally incredible. Never gets old. So,
It never gets old.
saying that, like I was playing it as a young man, and my younger sister, one of my younger sisters, Amelia, would watch me play sometimes, and I had to be careful about like what I was doing, and like if I was gonna go kill some bandits or there was some freaky witch part, I'd say, put your hands over your eyes, don't watch. It's like I knew what was going on. So one day I'm playing. There's a few different people you can choose to marry, but they're like specific individuals. So I had chosen to marry this one girl from freaking, I can't remember the city name. It's the big dwarven one. It starts with like no,
Winterhold?
no.
Uh
It's like all the way on the left. You know what I'm talking about?
yes. Falkreath?
No, it's even lefter. Markarth.
Shoot.
Markarth.
Markarth,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
I hate Markarth.
Okay,
It's so
so
scary.
scary, dude. So
It's like everybody's crooked.
yeah, immediately the first time you walk into that city, you witness an attempted murder. As long as you stop it, but if you don't stop
no,
it,
wasn't
he kills her.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I was just watching.
yeah, you just stand there. I know what's gonna happen, but I'm just gonna sit here and watch.
It's like my third playthrough, and I'm like,
dude.
oh no!
Oh no!
It's too late.
They're like, how'd you know that was gonna happen? I'm like, nothing. I don't know.
Hey, stop.
But like, dude, one time I walked in. It's like a sidebar, but like one time I walked in the city and I freaking totally spaced. It was my first time. And so I was like, I saw the dude immediately when you walk in, he takes the dagger out and is walking up to her. So you have like maybe 5 seconds to react. And I didn't have my bound bow summoned.
That takes 5
I'm done, dude. So I'm like, oh shoot, dude. So I like pull up, I'm like, and then it like, yeah, I get it. And I'm like, I think when it's like when I'm pulling the freaking thing and I slowed down time to try to get it to work out. And I think, yeah, he nailed her. And so then I just had to reload my save and try again. But anyways, so I picked, back to the story with my younger sister, I picked this girl in Markarth who worked at a shop. And there's like things you have to do in order for them to let you marry them. So this girl, you had to do the Dark Brotherhood Assassin's Guild pretty much. And you had to do a contract for her. Her contract is killing her current husband. So I had to do that in order to marry her. And she's an NPC, so she's not the brightest. She has only what the freaking game makers give her. So I do all of this stuff. I go through the marriage process. And so she's living with me in Windhelm one day. And she keeps on, every time I see her, because she's an NPC, and I did this quest line, every time I see her, she goes, thank you so much for our little deal. And she's like referencing when I killed her freaking husband. And I'm like, I really don't want to hear that every day that I come home. I'm haunted of what I've done, like I don't want to hear that. I don't want someone else to overhear that, and like.
You're just sitting at the table with your kids,
yeah.
You're just like eating. And then she's like, thanks for our little deal.
Little
and you're like,
deal we did.
11 in the morning, and we've been married for 6 years. Enough with it.
So my sister's watching. I'm in my house in Windhelm. You know how Windhelm has that secret room? So she's on the staircase right behind that secret room. And I'm leaving the house. I'm leaving. I had just come in, like, drop some stuff, and then I was leaving. And I hear her say that line. And I'm so freaking frustrated.
It's like it's real life. You're like, what?
And I hear her say that from behind me. And I'm about to leave the door. And I go, you know what? No. I pull out my bound bow in a fit of rage. Some of my bound bow immediately turn around, slid on time, and just headshot her immediately. I just immediately headshotted her in the face, dude. And so she flew back onto the steps and was just limp. And I was like, and then I turn around and my little sister Amelia is watching. And she's like, did you just kill your wife? And I'm like, I was like, none of my parents were like in the room, and I was like, obviously don't think I was supposed to show her that. And so I like grabbed the body and like moved it into that secret room and closed it off and like saved, you know, and because it's like the body doesn't disappear, it just stays there forever. So I put it in the secret room and then like went on. But my sister still remembers that, and she will remind me. Now it's like I've created the NPC in real life, and so every time I talk to my little sister, she's like, hey, remember that one time you shot your wife in Skyrim? And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. And I'm like, don't say that, man. I'm like, one day I'm going to get married and I'm going to have a wife. And then Amelia is going to say, hey, remember that one time you killed your wife? And I'm just going to be like, oh no.
Dude, no, Amelia's going to be like really smart with it. Like she's going to pull your wife to the side one day at like some family event. She's going to tell your wife about it. And you guys are just going to be in bed, you know, after a long day, you're about to go to sleep. You turn the lights off, you like roll over, whatever, you get real comfy. And then your wife goes, thanks for our And then you're going to be like, ah!
Just have like a cold sweat immediately. Like my eyes just open and I'm like, so I just feel like a dagger on my back. I'm like, please don't do this. You don't want to do this. What about the kids? She's like, I can take care of myself.
Dude, so I want to get your thought on, did you see the teaser for the Harry Potter reunion?
I did, dude. I've been keeping up with it.
Do you think it's going to be good?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be the same thing as the Friends one, I assume. HBO Max just keeps pumping those out because it's fan service. People want it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see the classic, you know, the 3. That'll be the biggest thing. But I'm excited. I mean, yeah, I'm psyched to watch it. I love the Harry Potter stuff. So pretty excited.
I hate that they just didn't bring back the creator of that entire world.
She's
pretty funny.
So controversial. I don't know if you've kept up. I know you're not on Twitter, but like, she's bad news, dude.
I know what she said.
Which one, dude? She said so much.
I mean, I feel like if you're a creator of anything on that massive scale, something's going to be a little off with you. My thing is like, I don't agree with majority of the things she says. I honestly, I don't even know all of the things she says. Because, you know, your boy doesn't keep up with that.
I know my boy does not keep up with that.
Your boy doesn't like sad things.
My boy doesn't have time for sad boy hours.
But if like people don't disagree that much with anything that she says, like why don't they like it's like whenever, okay, I can't think of an analogy for it, which is rare for me, but like she says it and everyone should just be like, okay.
Well, that's like and people in general, you know, like, oh, I disagree, but you know.
But like to not invite her back for a reunion, that's what to
like,
not even be a part of it.
It's I mean,
thieving.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's in some part, but it's like the movies she was very not much a part of. I mean, they didn't have to bring her in, really. They had the books. I mean, I guess they had to bring her in because they had to approve the creative process and using her stuff, but like she didn't really do much except create the storyline. And as far as making the movie, she was there for like reference, and I feel like that's kind of it, because she didn't direct them, she didn't pay for them, she might have produced them. I don't even think she did that, but like she was just on set saying stuff. So it's like, as far as like making books and movies separate, I can understand that because, like, yeah, the biggest part of the movie, like, she wasn't in the movies. Nobody gives a frick about her, and most people don't like her. And so it's like, as far as HBO Max, owned by Warner Bros., dumbest movie company ever made, like, it's just like it makes sense to me because there's stupid idiots over there. But yeah, I know you listen to this podcast, Warner Bros. I'm not an idiot, so I know you're listening to what I'm saying right now.
Stop messing
Stop
up
messing up
movies.
stuff, please. I was just talking about it today, dude. Remember when you and me would talk about taking over DC, the DCEU, and how we would make it
Yeah.
70 billion times better by the simplest things? Immediately
Oh, yeah.
scrap the entire thing.
Just be a fan of what you're making.
Just scrap the whole thing. Just do Man of Steel 2, scrap everything else.
Everything else after that.
Yeah.
Except the things that aren't like a part of that, like
the whole thing where you guys are like, oh, we're doing the multiverse thing, when you're not actually doing that, you're just making other movies. It's like, hey, dude, don't try to make it this big thing, because like it's just so funny to me, dude, because they saw what Marvel was going for and they said, let's do it before them, but they didn't do anything to like make it that way except bring like the Flash from the movie into the CW thing. And I'm like, that was such like a quick like money grab thing. It was not eloquently done at all. It was stupid. It was short. It was so freaking dumb. And like, and it's just stupid, dude. And like, they're still trying to do what Marvel did in the shortest amount of time possible. And it's just not going to work out, dude.
You could if you want to do what Marvel did, that's 100% fine. Copy and paste it, but be darker because your comics are darker. If you do that, you're gonna have money for years to come.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, bro.
Who cares?
Every time we talk about it, dude. Every time we talk about it, I'm like, I'm surprised that they haven't done what we say, because we're freaking morons and we can come up with what they need to do. We have the same exact idea every time. We're like, yeah, they need to focus on dark stories, dark, heroes, like the darker side. I mean, Batman is like the perfect embodiment of what DC needs to be, because he's a hero, but he's incredibly dark and his story is incredibly dark. And I'm like, don't come out with the same market. Here's what it is. Okay, listen to this. Greatest analogy of all times. Get ready. Marvel.
And I'm listening. And
Marvel is McDonald's, okay? Guess what DC is? Burger King.
Burger King.
Yeah. Yes. Why go for the same exact market when you're going to absolutely get beat out every single time by McDonald's? You're like, oh, let's just do the same thing McDonald's is doing. We'll make the same like kind of stuff. It's like slightly different maybe, and like put a different name on it and make like stupid little tiny things. Like what is like those stupid fries they made that one time. And I'm just like, dude, seriously? Don't care. I'm going to McDonald's. I'm going to go to McDonald's majority of the time because Burger King is just mediocre. Nobody freaking cares. And that's freaking DCEU, man. You're Burger King to McDonald's.
And DC needs to be Five Guys.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Just put the fries in the bag.
Just throw the fries in the bag and throw some on top of that bad boy. Give me a fat patty. Give me the fries and the bacon grease thing, and just give me some ketchup, and I'm in a greasy ghetto grocery bag, and I'm in, dude.
Shouts out to that old.
Shouts out to that old video.
Well, I think his name's like
Damn Drops.
Damn Drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's
dude,
awesome.
He's got his own Netflix show now. Do you know that?
I know, dude. I need to watch.
My dad thought it was pretty entertaining. It was pretty interesting. He ate like some.
If your dad likes it, that's high praise.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. That's what I'm saying. I know that you know that, but like, dude, sidebar on my dad really quick, because he's just a great topic every time.
A great topic. Yeah.
Like, it's so funny. People who know my dad, like, my dad, Adam, all my friends, you probably know my dad the most, which is funny because, like, it's not like we've spent a ton of time with him. You've just known me forever, and then I've told you what my dad did or said or whatever, So you, like, have a really solid image of my dad. Other people have, like, it's, like, varying degrees of, like, oh, I know Greg. Because, like, I could say something that Greg said or did, and you would like understand all the little indiscrepancies that went into what was going on, like all the context and everything. And other people just get like the front thing, and they have no idea what the other like chapters or like context are. And so it's just like, I just think it's great that I can say that, and you just understand Greg. You're like, oh, he thinks it's good. It's got to be good then, you know. But yeah,
I like to think of your dad as one of the what are they shot like in the Green Lantern?
Yeah,
the elders.
yeah.
I like to think he's one of them.
Same. I mean, we call him Master Jedi. We call him all those things, like the high ranking of every nerd thing ever, you know?
Mm. And just for everyone to know, I also have a father.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and he's great too. So.
Old Jeff.
And I wasn't dude, he did something funny the other day. But anyways, go ahead with, what were you saying about Greg?
Oh, I was just talking about the show my dad was showing me, but that was all I was saying. I was just sidebarring.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something about that. Oh, dude, did you see that the People's Choice Awards or whatever included Black Widow?
No.
Does that make you angry?
Yeah. There's so many better movies than that, dude. What the heck?
Yeah, it was in there.
That's too bad.
I think honestly, I think it won an award.
That's Marvel. They win like every single other award show except for the Oscars because they just won't do it. And I'm like, you need to. I'm like, the minute Martin Scorsese passes away, the Oscars are going to go, Marvel. They get all the Oscars because they just won't do it because they have too much reverence for the old directors who think that Marvel is crap, which is dumb. Yeah. It's dumb because what they're doing, I'm on a soapbox right now, what they're doing has never, ever been done in the history of film, and it needs to be acknowledged and recognized and appreciated. Martin Scorsese has never made 21 movies over the span of 11 years that all coincide, add to an overarching storyline, and wrap up and make billions and billions of dollars because your fan base is almost as big as the entire world that can watch a TV and has access to the internet. I'm like, sorry, Martin, I think you're a little jealous, my guy, because your movies don't do nearly as good as Marvel movies do. And yeah, it's a simple framework, but it works. Storytelling is storytelling. It's been the same way. Literally, you're taught it in English. There's the rising action, the climax, and the falling action. That's how storytelling goes. There's the plot twist, all that jazz, but that's like basic storytelling. And so every freaking movie is just a repeating of that same idea, plugging in different variables, and he acts like his are no different. It's the same concept. You just make longer movies. They're freaking drawn out. They're not bad. It's just like, it's a totally different thing. And he's just comparing his movies and his interests to Marvel movies. And I'm like, dude, I said it on episode 1 or 2 of this season. And I'm like, frick you, man.
Dang.
I'm like,
that's a big one.
I'm like, frick you, man.
That's rough. Dude, if you said that to me, that would wreck me.
Dude, come for my money. Come for my money, Martin. There's not much of it, so I mean, it's really, if you come for it, it's not that big of a deal to me, And it'd be cool to shake your hand or whatever, But then I'd shake your hand, and then I'd pull him really close to his ear and be patting his back, and I'd go, "Frick you," and then he'd be what? And I go, "Nothing, man." You go, "What?
Nothing,
no,
what?
you said something." I go, "No, I didn't, man." And I go, "This guy's a little too old, man." And everyone's like, and I'm like, yeah, frick you, man. And he's like, what? And he said it again. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about,
man. Are you drinking LaCroix again?
Yep.
Dude, why don't you just drink toilet water? Because they're almost equal except one's carbonated.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have to carbonate it. Then I drink it.
How do you carbonate it?
It would be essence of toilet water.
I didn't pay attention in biology. Biology has nothing to do with that.
I don't know, dude. I don't know how that works at all. What do they supercharge the molecules or something? Oh my gosh, dude.
I don't even know what that means.
Me either. But I said something funny the other day in staff meeting. By the other day, I mean yesterday.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
couldn't figure out which day it was
yeah.
because that's important.
So we have staff meeting, and the guy who leads like our evangelism ministry downtown is up there giving some sort of presentation thing, and he puts out these questions, and it's like just supposed to make us think because they're like questions that don't really have like a distinct answer. It's just ones that like he was just saying, hey, let's have a little interaction with the crowd. I'm going to put this question up, and then you guys can try to answer it, but like the answer is unknown. So like just try your best and act like you're talking to someone who's like not into the Bible, doesn't know Christianese, all that jazz. So it starts out, the first question is like, what is it? It was something about like uh if you're like born into sin or something, like how, if humans are born into sin, how was Jesus like not born into sin or whatever? It was like it was really, all of them were like really good theological questions that make you wonder how. And I can't remember if that was the question that was asked or it was something to do with Mary and like the virgin birth. It might have been like, how does God make a baby, like that? Like, how did that even work, And nobody was answering. And so this is the way I phrased it to my friend Nick. I said, I did my extrovert duty. And I was the first one to answer because nobody was saying anything. And I was like, I'll take the fall. I'll fall on the sword. I don't give a frick.
Sure.
So here's what I do. I'm sitting in the front row. It's been like about 15 seconds of silence. I pulled out my mask so people can hear me. And I said, perhaps Mary's DNA. And then some people I heard say, what? And then some people waited for a second and then laughed. And then the guy up front said, can you say that in a little less creepy version? And I said, anyone I'm out to coffee with would know that's just like a regular Gage vibe, like it's not creepy if you know me. It's just awkward and funny. And so, but like I thought my answer was pretty good, and then I think they did at the end. I was like, basically, God just like input his DNA into Mary's DNA. Bam, there's a person, because that's how it works with humans. So God just did the same thing.
I just kind of think like if you have like a microwave and there's nothing in it, and then you put something in it, it's like that.
That's a pretty good idea. Yeah, like perhaps it wasn't even like encoded with Mary's DNA. Maybe because that's what something I said. I was like, I don't even know if that's true because I don't even know what he looked like. Maybe he probably didn't look anything like Joseph. But then I'm like, unless he used Mary's DNA, he probably didn't look like anything like Mary either. So I'm like, what did he freaking look like?
Maybe he just opened her stomach and then just put the baby in there and then just closed it.
Maybe he just phased the baby through the skin. Was like,
yeah, like he just had like a little baby in his hands, and like the Flash, he just like phased it into her tummy and just like left it. And he's like, "There you go. I gotta get out of here."
That's a better answer, honestly. I should have said that.
You should have said that. Phasing.
He phased the baby into the womb. Easy. I immediately say that. I don't even wait 15 seconds.
Easy.
Phase the baby in the womb.
And then you just pack up your stuff and you're just like, all right, I'm smarter than this class. And then you just left.
Is this little get together over? I got some work to do.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was in the advanced class, not for these.
Wow. What is this? I don't have anything else to say. You kind of just said
I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna go to a college and just like sit in it. It's gonna be like something that's way over my head, i.e. like any college class is over my head. But they're gonna ask a question. I'm like, easy, phasing. Like, what? And then I'm gonna be like, this class is stupid.
You go into like a biology class and they like ask a question and you're like, easy, carbonation.
Everyone's gonna be like, I asked you what photosynthesis was.
Photosynthesis, dude, it's like the most basic thing in biology.
Yeah.
Dude, we were talking about photosynthesis in this like Harvard college class, and you're like, oh, you don't get what I said? Wow. I feel like you could your confidence, you could totally get someone to believe that you're smarter than them. You'd be like, you'd be like, wait a second, are you serious? And they're like, what do you mean? It's like, you don't know carbonation. Like, and like that doesn't ring a bell to you? And they're like, no, like a carbonated drink, and you're like, no, it's something completely
I,
different. And they're like, wait, what? No. And you just be like this could really happen. I've done this before with people, and I've taken them for a wild spin, and then at the end I go, yeah, I know that was true though. And they go, what, dude? I freaking knew it. And I'm like, obviously not, because you freaking went along with it for 17 years.
I just start laughing. I just start. You seriously don't know? You don't know? And they're like, that doesn't make any sense.
What's this guy teaching you?
About.
You're paying to go here? I'm just sitting in. I'm just sitting down in the class. Please.
Is this, thought I was at Harvard. Turns out I'm at Yale.
Yeah, turns out I'm at Stanford. Am I right? You like slap the guy next to you on the arm and he's like, don't touch me. He's like,
jeez, we got a real Stanford guy over here.
Yeah, this guy definitely at Stanford. Jeez, Louise. He's like, hey, dude, shut up. You're like, all right, jeez.
It's like, dude, my dad fundraised for me. It's like, whoa, buddy.
It's like, dude, I got a scholarship. I'm like, yeah, how'd you score that? Yeah, let me guess. You're an athlete. Well, how about you leave the biology to the smart people, huh?
Hey, guys, carbonation. This guy doesn't get it.
And they're like, that's not real. You just hear a guy like way over in the corner. He's like, that's not real. You're like, hey, shut up. Yeah, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Anyways.
Am I the only one in this room? Anybody? And the teacher's like, get out.
Security's like coming in. You're like, no, nobody. Oh, come on, guys. Come on. Really? With this? All right, listen. Come on. Even Stanford wouldn't stoop this low, all right?
Yeah, is it a threat to be smarter than all of you?
Obviously, I'm threatening you. Sorry, not sorry. You guys need to learn what's real. Literally, this whole entire interaction has just been any conspiracy theorist ever made. That's it. They do this all the time. They're like, oh, you don't know? Let me tell you, because I definitely know. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Carbonation. Biology.
Dude, how's your pizza competition going? Are you still the pizza king?
Oh, dude, yeah. Hands down, dude.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, dude. I hit 70 pizzas.
8 over 40 pizzas.
70 pizzas, bro, this week. I'm going to eat another one right after we film this, so that'll be 71.
Dang. Dude, I feel like everyone competing, I feel like they're slacking. Like, I feel like they're not dedicated to the dough.
Yeah, there's some people who I'm like, you're not even trying, dude. Like, anytime I hear because there's like a lot of rules. One of them is you have to ingest the pizza in the house. Like, that's part of it.
Yeah.
And people will tell me they ate a pizza over at someone else's house, and I'm like, what do you want me to say to that? You know, like,
I could say that too.
Yeah, I'm like,
just to get ahead.
Like, what? Like, that's doesn't count. You know, like, you're just telling me that you're defeating yourself. You know.
So what's the end goal of this again? You might have told me, but I forgot.
Well, there is like a little thing in the corner that says like 650 pizzas by March something, which is like the day we started last year. It's totally unrealistic. It actually might be 300. I can't remember, but it's astronomically larger than anyone could do it, because I've been doing it myself and I'm not anywhere near. I'm close to 100, but still got a ways to go. I was talking to somebody about it last night. This guy that I've recently met at my friend's house, and I was telling him, because I said something about eating 100 pizzas in a year, and he said how easy that would be. And I said, listen, dude, I eat more pizza than the average Joe, and it's still hard for me to get there. Okay, so how about you back up just a little bit more, keep going. Back up just that. Okay, right there. And shut the frick up.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's just like, you don't know what you're talking about. You have not eaten enough pizza to know what you're talking about. I, however, have done that. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that my opinion is a little bit heavier than yours.
Sure.
On this matter. Because I know more.
Yeah.
You know, I'm more experienced in the field of pizza.
Carbonation.
Easy as that. Dude, all you need is confidence. You can make anyone believe anything. Look at every single presidential candidate. Immediately, like, Kamala Harris is like, I disagree with everything Joe Biden said. Absolutely, you should not have this man as president. And then the moment she gets butted out of the race and he's like, you want to be my vice president? She's like, dude, everything Joe Biden says, immediately yes, dude. He's the greatest president of all times. And I'm like, all right, sick.
Yeah, I've made you believe that we're friends this whole time.
Dude, I know. And I'm still falling for it. Like, even now. It's crazy, dude. Somehow Josh convinced me, like, to pay him money to be his friend. It's like,
I get a monthly
it's
check.
pretty insane. Yeah, so like half the support that I get, I just send it right to Josh, which is how he lives his life, you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
It's a substantial amount.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. It's like that's why I'm living on crumbs out here, you know. But Josh is, you know, he's living.
Yeah.
He's making turkey chili from scratch, you know.
That's me, dude.
Yeah,
That's what I do. But
yeah, that's what he does.
dude, this was fun.
Yeah,
I
dude.
think we got a good one here.
Yeah,
But same time next week, you know.
dude.
I hadn't talked to you all
You
week,
know.
by the way.
I know, dude. This is like that's the thing.
I feel like you've been ignoring me, and it's
I have
like,
not
it
been
doesn't hurt my
ignoring
feelings, it
you,
just-
bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like I know you've seen the messages, you just like haven't responded.
How do you
Like,
know
I
that?
know you're ignoring me.
How do you
Because,
know
like,
that?
Because okay, so when the message delivers,
Yeah.
like from your computer, and it says delivered, I know you've been on your computer, and I know for a fact, dude, you at some point would have at least glanced over it. Now it's fine. You didn't answer me. You ignored me. It's all good. Like I'm not mad about it. It's just like Do I need to look for a new best friend?
Why would I respond to your old message? Because I know what you're talking about. You sent me one on Monday, and I didn't respond. I didn't freaking see it, dude. I saw it today because I was like, I need to message him about the podcast. Why would I respond to it if I had chosen to not answer it then? Like, why would I just backtrack what I decided?
I'll tell you why.
No, you won't. There's no reason.
It's because you wanted.
Shut the frick up. Because I wanted something?
You wanted to talk about something else, but you knew you didn't. You wanted to diffuse. You didn't want the conversation of, oh, you didn't respond to what I said.
No, because you could have said, hey man, you didn't answer my message until now, and then that would have been rightfully justified for you to say that, but you didn't. You chose to just go over it because you don't actually think that I freaking saw it. And even if I did, you don't freaking care.
It's because I know you're shady. Okay.
Oh,
I know you're shady.
dude.
Like you've changed a lot. Like Mr. Salem Morgan, you know, you left and like you had a midlife crisis and changed as a person. Like it's fine, dude. Like you don't respond to your best friend anymore. It's
No, dude.
good.
No, dude. I freaking knew you were gonna do that. Josh was this thing where he just says stuff super fast and then tries to move past it, so I can't address it. Like it just did. It's really freaking funny, and I love it. But also, not when it's about me.
Gage does this thing where he likes to point out my flaws and blame me for things when he won't take responsibility.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, freaking heck. Dude, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, because you were talking to me about the freaking Walking Dead game. Flames.
Oh, yeah. I watched these. It's this group. They're called RDC World. These dudes are fantastic. They're hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And they make some of the best content on YouTube that I've seen in years.
I'll go off.
And if you haven't seen them, go check them out because they are so funny. But they make funny videos, but they also have like a gaming channel where they just play games. It's a group of guys living in a house. They just live in a house together and they just do things because they're like all best friends. And they went through the Walking Dead series. Well, I haven't. At the time, I didn't even have a computer, nor do I have an Xbox, and I don't think it's for PlayStation, is it?
No, it is.
Oh, it is? Okay, well, I didn't know that. So they're going through it. Like, two of them are going through it, and I've just been, like, watching them play, and they went through Season 1, and I thought that was, like, some of the best storytelling I've... Like, the voice acting is awful. It's so bad.
It's not the best.
But it doesn't matter because the story is so good that you're just invested.
Off the charts.
And, they started Season 2. And I'm about to spoil something, so like if you haven't,
it's so
or
good.
care,
it is such a good freaking game.
if you're planning on playing it later, or if you don't want this spoiled, or if you like stop, but if you don't care, who cares, you know? And like Clementine was by herself and like found a dog, and then her and the dog became homies, and then they found food. They've been traveling together for like a little bit. I don't know like the time in like video game time, you know? Maybe a couple hours, let's say.
Yeah.
And she found food and she was eating some and the dog was begging for some, and so she like was going to give him some, and then the dog knocked the can out of her hand and was eating a bunch of it, and she was like, "No, don't eat all of it," and like just picked it up. And then the dog just straight up attacked her and bit her on the arm. The homie turned into an enemy.
Yeah.
Dude. And then she had to like kick the dog off, and then she kicked the dog so hard it landed like on a pike of some sort. And then you can choose to put the dog down or not, because the whole game is like based on like you basically the game is just a movie, but you make every decision, and every decision you make like
Changes
has a long lasting effect on what happens. And you can choose to put the dog down or not. But like, dude, I was like watching it trying to go to bed, and I was that happened, and I was so messed up. I was like, what the frick just happened? It was like worse than Old Yeller. And if you haven't seen Old Yeller, it's also bad because it's just a kid. They get a dog, and then the boy doesn't like the dog, but then he grows to like the dog. And then as soon as he gets attached to the dog gets rabies, protecting him from like a coyote or something.
I'm gonna have to put it down.
And then the boy shoots the dog.
Yeah.
There. You don't have to watch Old Yeller anymore. I just told you.
He spared you.
That's it.
He spared you.
And my dad showed that to me as a boy, thinking I'd love this moment together. You know what I did, dude? I cried.
Yeah.
I cried, and he went like this. I didn't know you were going to react like that.
Listen, not your average male. We'd be sensitive up in here.
Yeah, dude, I cried.
Dude, I'm gonna come out and say this, dude. I've cried before. Immediately, SWAT team like breaks in the windows. They're all males. They're like, "We're tasked with protecting the image of male and masculinity, and we're gonna take every hard drive you have. Every copy of this podcast is going to be destroyed. No one's gonna even know that you existed. No one's even gonna know that you were a man."
Do you hear about Gage Keen? Like, shh, don't talk about it. But he cried, like, cover your mouth. No, shh, say it. They're listening.
There's like a guy with a newspaper, and he's just like, they're like, "Look behind you, 4 o'clock."
Sure, I understand.
Oh,
he says,
dude, Siri.
He says 4 o'clock over your shoulder. Don't make any sudden moves. And he's like, looks over, just sees the dude with his newspaper, and you can just see his eyes. He's just watching. He's like,
I'm being followed.
We've got a tail. Oh, dude. All right, man. Well, it's been a pleasure and an honor.
Yeah, we'll see if you talk to me throughout the week.
Dude, I'm going to send you a text right after this so that you can't say this next week.
Okay, well, now I'm going to...
What are you going to do?
I'm going to start ignoring you, see how you like it.
Oh, yeah, dude. Okay. I'm a boss. I'm busy, dude. I'm busy.
Right.
I'm a busy boss now.
Yeah, what's your boss's salary?
I get the big boy pants. That's all I get. I get the big desk. Dude, my friend got me a name tag, like a plaque with my name on it. It's like golden. This is Gage Key. It's so funny. Okay, a quick story. Because this is freaking funny, okay? So she gets me, it's like a gag thing. It's funny, you know? Like she got me like a super official plaque with my name on it. Yeah, like super funny. So I was like, thank you so much. Like, this is so freaking awesome. Like, I love it. I was laughing so hard. So I have it on my desk. The first day, dude, people keep coming into my office and they keep thinking that I bought it for myself.
Nice.
So they're going, one person said, wow, you really think that much of yourself, huh? And I was like, I didn't buy it. Wow. I'm like, my friend bought it for me. It was a joke. And so I texted my friend and said that. And I was like, you won't freaking believe this. Everyone keeps coming in and saying that I freaking bought it for myself. So they're freaking saying that I'm an idiot, you know? And then she was like, wow, the gift that keeps on giving. It's pretty funny. She's like, this is better than I could ever imagine. And I was like, freaking, it's hilarious. but it hurts. Even today, somebody walked in, my friend Jordan, she was like, did you spend your money on this? And I said, no, my friend did, not me. I'm just like,
I'd go like this. I go, yeah. And they go, why? And you go, what's my name? And then they go, that's different. I know you. I go, but if you don't. And then I push it closer to him. I go, but if you don't.
you go, okay, follow me here. All right. Imagine, if you can, you're a person that doesn't know my name. What do you do in this situation? How do you find out my name? Like realistically.
And they go, ask.
And you go, no.
Yeah, but you could cut out the middleman.
Yeah. There doesn't I don't need to waste my breath, this sweet O2 going into my lungs, bro. And you don't need to waste yours. Just see my name tag. You don't even have to ask. That's why every service worker, name tag. You know what? I read those name tags and I say their name to them and they appreciate it. Because I go, oh, you're not just Walmart employee 1 and 2. You're Bobby and Jimmy.
She goes, did you seriously spend your money on that? You go, oh, someone doesn't have a name tag. Oh.
I go,
oh, no one knows your name.
oh, you didn't spend your money on my name tag? And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah. They're like, no, what did you even say? I'm like, yeah, get out. It's kind of like when I told my friend, I was getting my friend coffee and I was like asking them what they want in it. I was like, you want cream, sugar? Like how much cream? And she was like kind of hesitant to say she wanted more cream because that's like a common thing, you know, whatever. People are embarrassed by the amount of cream or sugar they put in their coffee, which I'm like, why do you care? And so I give it to her and she tells me, she's like, yeah, I'm just kind of self-conscious about like, you know, I'm scared people are going to judge my coffee if I ask them to make it for me. And I was like, okay. Here's what you do. I'm doing my civic duty. I'm trying to give her some wisdom, you know? Sure. And so I say, here's what you do next time or any time that somebody brings you coffee and they judge your coffee order, you immediately respond back with the following. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you drinking this? Easy. You're done.
I want to know what kind of person like judges someone else's coffee.
So many people did.
That's wild because it's a drink.
And again, they're not drinking it. It's someone else's drink, dude. Like if it's your drink, you can say, oh, I don't like this. Can you make it again? But it's someone else's drink and you're like, you put that much cream in it? And it's like, why would I not? If I like my drink that way, that's what I would do. Are you an idiot? Like it's different if you're making it for yourself, but it's for me. So whatever I want would go into that drink. So pretty much anyone who says that is admitting to the other person that they're a freaking moron.
She goes, oh my gosh, do I need to get you another one? And he goes, what? And he go, you ordered this, didn't you? He goes, no, I'm just saying. It's like, what? Are you telling me that my coffee that I ordered isn't like the one you wanted? Because that would be like really weird, dude.
You're like, wait a second. Hold on. You're telling me that my order is not exactly what you would order? Oh my gosh, dude, this is horrible. This is bad.
I'm so
sorry, dude.
She just
dude, honestly, forgive me, dude. Just take that, pour it out, and make me your coffee, and then I'll drink your coffee.
She just drops her coffee. It spills everywhere. She lets out a blood-hurling scream. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, what's wrong? And he's like, what the frick? And she's like, my coffee isn't his coffee, and he told me, and I just don't know what to do. Can I get his coffee?
Dude, immediately all the people are like, oh my gosh. Oh, ew, dude. And they walk up to the dude who's like, they're like, I'm so sorry you had to deal with this, dude. We should like stage this, dude. That'd be so funny. He's like, I don't actually think, he's like, dude, I'm sorry you have to deal with this person. We're going to get her out of here. And they like drag her by her arms out of the freaking building. She's like, oh, please don't do this to me. And they're like, sorry, you didn't have the same coffee order. And they're like, and the guy's like, wait, what are you guys going to do with her? And they're like, oh, we execute immediately.
We drown her in coffee.
They're like, the dude walks up, like the last dude, and he's like, got a little notepad. He's like, what would you like to drink today? And he's like, why do you care? Like, oh, we're going to drown her in your coffee order because you think it's that important.
Or you could switch that. You could do it like everyone's very sympathetic for the girl.
Yeah.
And then they all like are like, you're a jerk. And
Yeah.
he's like, no, I was just saying, like, I thought that, and then the barista's like, jerk, and like takes his coffee order and throws it at him, and it gets all over him, and he's like, ah!
No, they're like, everyone like kind of stop, like he says that, and the entire coffee shop just goes silent. It's like one of those scenes where it's just like all the coffee sounds just stop, and everyone looks at him, and he's like, here you go, man. Here you go, though. And then the sound like starts back up. The barista walks up to the guy and goes, what can I get for you today? And he goes, what? And she goes, oh, it's a free latte on us because you just, we're like kind of coffee connoisseurs. So like we saw that you were saying that she put too much cream in it, and we really appreciate that. So we want to give you a free latte on us, whatever you want. And he's like, oh, wow. Yeah, no, I mean, I just really love coffee. I just really respect the craft, the art. And he's like, here's my order. She goes, all right, perfect. We'll have that in a minute for you. Steams it extra hot and goes, Dave? And he comes up and just immediately just frightened his face. And he's like, oh my gosh. Dude. The origin of Freddy Krueger, dude.
Dude. So I have to tell this story because I've never told it.
Oh, please tell it.
I feel like you know what I'm talking about. So Gage used to work.
Oh my gosh, shut up, dude. I know what you're going to say.
Gage used to be a barista. Okay, he used to work at Starbucks, and I would go there all the time because I get that sweet, sweet discount. That $5 drink would turn into like a $4 drink. I mean, it was just perfect.
Also, would just like to hang out while I was working.
Yeah, I would just hang out because he ended up just hating doing it, but I would come up there all the time, and like everyone he worked with, including whatever boss he had at the time, loved me to death.
How could you not love Josh?
So they would just let me be up there for hours, and like I would just communicate with the staff, and they all loved it. So it was whatever. So the best time to hang out with them was closing time because they lock the lobby. No one can get in. I think the drive-thru's open for like a little bit.
Yeah, an hour or more.
I don't, but like I would just hang out in there. We'd all hang out. Good time. Well, they would practice making upcoming drinks just to like perfect it. And the manager at the time who was there was trying out, I think it was like a chili mocha latte.
Yeah.
It had
like a Mexican mocha is how most people know.
Yeah. Well, so your boy was on a roll just roasting that night, I think.
When is he not?
I don't even know if it was. I don't even know if I was really roasting.
You don't really, yeah. Like whenever it's a situation where it's like somebody in higher authority, you're like endearing to them, and you like roast other people around them to make them like you more. Like that's the tactic.
Yeah, and I do that with non-bosses too.
Yeah.
If it's someone I know, I do it.
Yeah.
Call it a flaw, but
I call it a perfection.
But so she was making it, and I don't know. I think I was just being super sarcastic, but like she knew me. It wasn't anything like I was being disrespectful. It was just like it was all fun and games. Yeah. It was just just poking fun. She was laughing too.
Yeah, she was.
And then moments go by, and she's like, "Do you want to try like this new chili mocha that's coming up? Like it's free. You don't have to pay for it. I'm just trying to perfect it, like work it." I'm like, "Heck yeah, dude!" Like I love free things and coffee. And if you put those two things together, dude,
free coffee,
I'm for it. So she gives it to me and I start drinking it. And it's really good at first taste and I'm slurping it down. Well, my throat, dude, starts to like feel like it's swelling up and I start coughing a lot. And I'm like, what the frick is happening? Because at first I'm like, because my brain's going through a bunch of different stuff. It's going like, am I choking?
Yeah.
Am I dying? What's going on? Am I pooping? I don't know.
Am I pooping right now?
That's always one thing.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that's always an instant. Well, I look up and she's like laughing so hard. And then Gage looks up and he's like, wait, what's happening? Because he's seen I'm coughing so much. And then Gage is like, what's going on? Like, what's happening? And she's like, I put so much chili powder in this drink. Like, she put
an enormous amount.
Dude, she put maybe like 2 tablespoons in this thing. And it's like one of the...
It comes with like a little sprinkler. You put a little bit on top of the drink and that's it. I'm pretty sure she like put it in your drink and then topped it off with like a pound of it.
Yeah, the whole shaker was in my drink.
Yeah.
And I just drank it. And Gage was like, dude, they can actually kill people. What are you doing? And I was choking
because
so
you were
much.
coughing so hard, dude, and your voice afterwards was like raw because you coughed your freaking throat out so hard.
Anyway, Starbucks tried to kill me, so I'd like some money to stay silent.
That manager was later fired, believe it or not, for a completely different reason.
Wasn't about that. Your boy doesn't snitch, okay?
Yeah.
And I just did on the podcast, but you don't know who did it, so technically it's not snitching.
Yeah, anyone who worked at Starbucks with me knows who we're talking about. It's easy to go, it was that person.
Anyway, yeah, she tried to kill me, but I'm still alive.
Yeah,
so
no one wins when they try to kill Josh. If you try to kill Josh, you're fighting a losing battle immediately.
I've been trying to kill someone. People have tried to kill
I've been
me
tried to kill so many times.
Yeah. Carbonation.
You wouldn't believe it if I told you. It's new. It's hot.
Dude,
not in the science books yet.
I also love whenever you're clearly wrong about something. I love doing this. If I'm clearly wrong about something, or if I mix words up like that, like if I like,
yeah,
I've been trying to people kill me, and someone goes, oh, what? I go, you're so stupid, and I go about my business. They go, what? And they're like, you didn't make sense just then. I'm like, you seriously don't get it?
That's
they're like,
literally the carbonation thing immediately.
It's
just the same logic.
My whole life is just the carbonation argument.
Yeah, I've done that a few times too. That's so good. You're stupid.
You're so stupid.
You're so dumb. You don't get it?
Okay,
wow.
I guess we can try to end this for the 3rd time.
Yeah, let's give it another shot. Oh, dude, another story though. I'm just kidding.
All right, buddy. I'll see you next week.
Deuces.
If you guys like this episode, like, subscribe.
Yo, smash like on this app
it.
if you want some content. Sick more content if you want some. Just smash like on this and follow, smash follow or subscribe or smash like on it.
Suffocate it. Support it. Nurture it.
Blast that like button. Blast it like you just
like
got the nuclear codes and you're blowing up the country you hate the most.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and if you say you don't have one, you're lying. I'll tell you mine right now. I'm just kidding.
Lithuania. Why is it so small?
What country do I hate most? You just say like Seattle, Washington. Your city. Like, dude, that's what? You're like, yeah, I said it. Antarctica. What is wrong with their politics? Like, they don't have any.
So cold all the time.
You're like, what the frick, dude?
All right, man. I'll see you later.
All right, deuces.